Always a great event, our 9 Cares Colorado Shares Drive, and it's going on right now. That's when we partner with food banks around the state to help raise money to feed those in need in our community.
There's that QR code on the bottom of the screen to donate. Our 9 health expert, Dr. Payal Kohli, is joining to talk to us about the impacts of hunger. Because, we talk about people in need, and I think we have a certain thought in our head about that, and sometimes an image, but food insecurity impacts everything, and it impacts the foods we eat.
It's tremendous what an impact it has on our foods we eat, on our life, on our physical health, on our behavioral health, our social health. And people who have food insecurity, those who worry about paying for food, they actually have less variety in their food, they have lower quality foods, and they have less desirability because they tend to eat the same thing over and over again, less fresh fruits and vegetables, so they can certainly be a setup for nutritional deficiencies as well.
So you think immediately about physical health, but you talk about your mental health. I mean, this can be debilitating.
On all the spectrum, Tom. I mean, if you talk about the physical health, if you're eating food without vitamins and minerals, you're going to get nutritional deficiencies, bone health, immune system. You're eating a lot of processed food, you're going to have lots of sodium, lots of sugar in it, so diabetes, high blood pressure, cancer with all the preservatives. And then on the other spectrum is the mental health. And in fact, parent that has a child that goes hungry or struggles with food insecurity, they have a more than 50% higher risk of having PTSD, because this is like a trauma to the parent to see their child go hungry, severe depression, and then of course the impacts on the kids themselves.
We think about that and think about families. I mean, there are a lot of parents that complain about a picky eater, but you should be so blessed to have a picky eater when you really can't feed a child. And especially in those early years, it's so critical for brain development.
For brain development, for physical development, and for their social development. And what we see is, unfortunately, if a child has food insecurity when they're young, they will grow up to have food insecurity and abnormal eating patterns as an adult. And we're starting to see a lot of eating disorders as well emerge in this particular population, because if you're worried about food, you start drinking more water, you start, not eating as much, and start kind of reconditioning your brain to think it needs less food as a way to trick it. You reach for substances, alcohol, cigarettes, coffee, substances that suppress your appetite as well, and it just sets you up for a really bad spiral.
I think it's interesting because so many people for so long, when they think of food drives, think of bringing food. And what really helps is money, because you talk about the food banks, they really know what people need, and they can be far more effective with the money than we can be.
That's exactly right. And it's different types of foods that might benefit different types of families. And we talk about fresh, organic food, vegetables, the Mediterranean diet, all the things we've talked about, fresh fish. Those types of things aren't something you can donate. Canned foods and preserved foods are what you donate. So really providing that money, I think, allows the flexibility to tailor it to specific families and to make sure you're providing their kids what they need. Making sure the schools have money as well so that they can provide free lunches, because school development, I think, is so important for our children. If they don't eat well, if they go to school hungry, they're significantly more likely to repeat a grade. Their academic development gets stinted. And sometimes they'll manifest in ways like bullying other kids, ADHD type of behaviors, sleep disorders, subtle things that you may not as a parent even realize.
My goodness, that's the list that we will hopefully remember, and we encourage people to donate. Thank you, Dr. Kohli. Our 9 Cares Colorado Shares Drive is going through December 3rd. You can scan the QR code to the donation page right there. Information is on our website as well. You can also donate by calling into our telethon. It's next Thursday. And you can, of course, donate when you shop at King Soopers.